this? How the hell did I get here? Long before I even touched this game, I was already knee deep in, well, neck deep or head deep, I guess, for Wuthering Waves, ZZZ, RE4, Monster Hunter Wilds, a lot of games. I have way too many games on my plate, and I still found room, or rather, I made room for this. This is the story of how I fell in love with Umamusume. This game came out a little over 4 years ago on February 24, 2021. Developed by Cygames, it was exclusive to Japan. Grand Blue also released exclusive to Japan, but it got a global language patch only 2 years after its 2014 release in 2016, instead of a global version or client like Umamusume has right now. In the gacha scene, the biggest gacha game even until now, Genshin Impact, released a year prior, and I, like a lot of people, were very much still invested and played that game religiously in 2021. I did, however, see here and there the popularity of Umamusume, and it really did look interesting. You managed horse girls, trained them to win races, and rinse repeat. Beyond gachas, I was playing many games on console, PC, so I did not really have the luxury of time, but I didn't write off Umamusume. The worst I could say really is that I was not interested in the game at that time, and it didn't help that it was purely in Japanese, and a game being localized or translated is never 100% guaranteed. A few weeks ago, however, it finally released globally, even on Steam, not just on mobile. I had many friends who were waiting for it like the second coming of the next big game in the industry, and I was genuinely happy for them. But until now, I have this one gacha rule. Other than Wuthering Waves, I only play one other gacha game, and that is Zenless Zone Zero. The amount of clips I saw on Twitter, however, eventually convinced me to try it out. After all, I put value in my own opinion over what others have to say. I trust what they say, I just do not know what their bias is. I wanted to figure out myself, just why is this game insanely popular that many people have been waiting literally 4 years for it to finally release globally. So I installed it on my PC and I was going in as blindly as possible. I did not read guides, tier lists, or read up on any of the Umas. I saw firsthand the usual gacha things, generous rewards for new players to celebrate its release, free amount of pulls, etc. I never really played an idol game before either. Idol anime or games were never really my thing. I had a lot of friends who were into it, performed some of these idol performances, and even cosplayed them, and I genuinely loved seeing my friends express their passion for anything in particular. I played through the tutorial, learned about how a race normally goes, the overall lore of the game, and the Umas themselves, and I was genuinely intrigued. As I saw the designs of several of the cast, such as Special Week, Silent Suzuka, Simply Rudolph, I had to admit they have really nice design overall. I then started my first career with Daiwa Scarlet and learned about the main cycle of a playthrough of Umamusume. You pick a base Uma, you pick their legacy, train them, and meet their career goals, win races, and complete their career campaign. On paper, it sounds very simple, and I got interested easily because the game is genuinely fun. The nail-biting suspense of watching your horse girl either keep the lead they have or try to take first place from the leading Uma as they inch closer and closer to the finish line, with the music appropriately adding tension by adjusting, changing for the final leg and spurt. For a horse racing roguelike game, this game's music slapped way too hard than I expected it to. And that's just the game. Even the concert performances are really good. After having a taste of what it is like to invest your time, emotion, strategy, and your heart in training your Umamusume to fit their strategies, their strengths, help alleviate their weaknesses, and seeing how despite everything being set up perfectly, a better trained Uma can kick you in the face and say, nah, I'd win. Although bitter, watching the Uma wave and smile at you and thank you for training them warms my heart, and I vowed to never blame my horse ever for not reaching their goals. I should have done better as a trainer. Being a gacha, I did start doing pulls. I picked Simboli Rudolph for my pick-me ticket because, one, I do like her design. She is cool in a lot of aspects, like her drip, her name, her voice, and her skill name is also cool. I then did a 10 pull on the limited banner at that time, TM Opera O. Luckily, I got her in one pull, a sign from Psy Games perhaps that my time has come to get trapped in this game. Now, being the newcomer that I was, my first tries with TM Opera O was abysmal. I had no clue how to train her properly. I used auto-select for her support cards, thinking it would work. I had little understanding on what the stats did and how they work, and though they were straightforward, sometimes Tazuna would even give me hints, and I thought, yeah, you know what? I should train that stat that you're telling me that I lack, but to no avail. I did keep my promise, however. I never blamed TM Opera O for not getting far in her career. That's on me. That is when I decided she was my Mount Everest in this game. She was the hurdle, the challenge that I dreamt of overcoming. I was obsessed that within the first day of me trying the game, I literally stayed up until 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like I could see sunlight going through my window because the entire time I was doing research. Like, what does speed do? How is power different from guts? Is stamina just HP? Does wit have anything to do other than skills? What do you mean 300 wit means skill trigger chance is now at around 70%? Long races have a base stamina requirement of about 500 to 600? Many things. Many things I learned and digested until 4, 5 a.m. in the morning, doing multiple TM Opera O career attempts as well as, well, failing those attempts. But each failure was better than the last. I could see it. Every attempt was getting better. Every race, the gap between my win and the second Uma was getting larger and larger. So I was getting better. I was doing something. I was placing all the way from maybe 10th or 9th to 5th or 4th. Yes, it's not placing in the top 3, but it's better than my last attempt. I was learning and I could see straight from the game that I was doing something right in every attempt and every attempt after. And then it happened. On July 2, 2025, I actually conquered my Mount Everest.
Come on! Square Yes! Yes! Did I conquer my Mount Everest? Yes! 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 I did it! I fucking did it!
TM Opera O finally crossed the finish line at first place in the Ura Finale Grand Finals. The feeling, the elation, the culmination of hard work, failures, blood, sweat, tears, sleepless nights ultimately led to that moment. My heart rate was skyrocketing, my goosebumps had goosebumps, and I was in cloud 9. It was surreal. That is when Psy Games pulled me into their game that I was horribly not familiar with, but now I hopelessly am. Not many games can do that to me. Not many games can give me the motivation to stay up in ungodly hours just to learn about the game, learn from my mistakes, research, trial and error, and not feel old, frustrating, boring, repetitive, or tiring. Seeing TM Opera O perform Umapyoy after all that hard work was worth that sleepless night. The first of many sleepless nights, I must add. It was then I knew that this game got me good. It got me really good. Once my first major hurdle was done, I then started to indulge my curiosity. These horses are named after real-life horses. Are they depicted accurately? Of course, elephant in the room. If Gold Ship heard me ask that question, I'd be drop-kicked in the face before I could Google how much money Special Week made in the entirety of her career. Now, I then started learning many things about the horses I would eventually train. Do you know that Gold Ship cost about 12 billion yen? Do you know that a lot of him in Japan's best horses have come from Agnes Tachyon won 4 races in a row. Sunday Silence. The only races that she would actually participate in until an injury put her career to an end. However, because of her promising record, her really popular. Agnes horses on average have about a 20 to gave birth to several successful horses. One of them Haru being Urara has nearly 3 times the race. Although she hasn't won a single one, she is way more popular than some horses that have won a lot of these races. And her popularity actually saved a race course from closing. Because a lot of people kept being betting on a horse that and having a very beautiful record. Gold Ship is literally peak physicality. When TM Opera O retired, TM Opera O's earnings were the largest in the world at roughly 1.8 Oguri Cap did start a horse racing boom, and the popularity of Oguri Cap did change a lot in Japanese horse racing. One in particular was the Oguri Cap Rule. By paying a small fee, any horse can be registered for the classics, the Triple Crown races, which is arguably the highest achievement a horse can earn, which only a few horses in history have earned, such as Simply Rudolph, Narita Bryan, to name a few. A lot of people were dismayed and disappointed that such a promising, popular horse was not allowed to participate and compete in arguably the most prestigious horse racing series in Japan. Yeah, I think I know way too much than I need to know about these Umamusumes. That was my benchmark of when I know I was doomed to be addicted and hooked to this game. I was searching horse facts and history about these horses and races. I learned about the tragedies of Silent Suzuka and Rice Shower. I learned about the triumph of Tokai Teiyo and Oguri Cap. I learned about the charm of Haru Urara and Gold Ship. I know too many things, absolutely too many things, all because I emotionally got invested with one. It started with one, and then now I was invested with every horse in this game. I honestly thought it would stop with TM Opera O, but as I learned more about these horse girls, their IRL counterparts, and how their career references it, it feels like an opportunity for you to rewrite history. Give them a fairy tale ending. Get Tokai Teiyo the Triple Crown. Witness the miracle that is Haru Urara winning Arima Kinen. Meet expectations and achieve the greatness that King Halo was destined for. Now, I may be a simple trainer preparing horse girls for their next race and their career goals, but the game does a great job of getting me emotionally invested in every Uma I decided to train for in their career. It also helps that generally the community has been great. Our JP bros have been taking the surge of popularity really well, sharing their favorite Umas, fun facts about them, and encouraging us to stay with the game despite how challenging it is. People who have never played gacha games, or they do play more battle action-oriented gacha games, started playing Umamusume either out of curiosity or genuine interest because of the tragic dream of Haru Urara winning Arima Kinen, or everyone's favorite She Will Fix You, Agnes Tachyon, or the clearly besties Vodka and Daiwa Scarlet, and of course, LeBron James and Dennis Rodman. I honestly think you should give it a try if you haven't already, Foxtrot. The game is truly special, and outside of the game, the anime is very well animated, well written, absolute cinema. The community at large also has many resources to help you clear challenges with guides, builds, tools, and, well, as Gold Ship herself would say,